Hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here. So today we're going to talk about successful people stay in charge of their schedule and don't let it take charge of them. So we're still in that series about what we can learn from highly successful people, because whether they're in our business or not, successful people are successful because of the things that they do. And if we watch what they do, we can learn a lot from them. So another trait of highly successful people is that they stay in charge of their schedule and they don't let it take charge of them. You know, it's a common problem that many people face is that they have a hard time saying no to people. Hi, Karen. Good to see you today. So a lot of people have a hard time saying no to people, right? And when that happens, what happens is they end up with such a crowded schedule that they're not able to get everything done when they need to. And so in order to be successful, you need to manage your time appropriately and not overbook yourself so much that you end up without any personal time to work on the things that you want to do. Right? And a crowded schedule can be an incredible hassle. It can lead to so many problems, both personally and with others. So on the personal side, it can cause you to be stressed out. You know, it can be frustrating because you don't have enough time to keep working on your success. You've got all these things back to back in your schedule, right? But with other people, when you're dealing with other people, you could end up having to disappoint and upset people when you're unable to put in the full effort or you're unable to do what you promised. And sometimes you're going to end up having to cancel on people if their times overlap, leading someone to get upset, right? Although things happen, seriously, we all know that. Things happen. Things don't always go the way we think they're going to go, but you can avoid most of the problems by being organized. So probably the most important thing I can tell you is to use one calendar for everything. For your business, your personal life, your family life, put it all on one calendar and refer to it often. I live by my calendar. In fact, if it's not on my calendar, I can pretty much guarantee it won't get done. I have two things I live by: my calendar and my to-do list. And so my calendar is like the meetings and events and what do I have to accomplish that day. And my to-do list is all the little things I have to accomplish that day. And my to-do list is kind of cool because if I don't accomplish it, I can do it the next day, right? But having everything on one calendar helps to ensure that you're not putting too much on one day or overlapping it with something else. Sometimes it's so easy if you have more than one calendar. Say you have one for your family and one for your business or one for yourself. It's too easy for you to put something on top of something else and not notice that it's the same time as your kids' softball team or game or whatever, right? And so that's just really important. But so successful people also have a sense of what they need to focus on and accomplish each day. So if you find technology helps, use a digital calendar. If you prefer pen and paper, use a hard copy calendar. It doesn't matter as long as you are keeping track, right? Write down your meetings and your appointments and the projects that you want to complete. Writing them down and marking them complete or using a digital to-do list like I do where I can check them off can help me feel more organized and disciplined. And then, you know, when you're like, a lot of times people arrive at their office or at their desk in their home or at work or whatever, and they start their day with the little tasks like checking their mail. But our brains are the sharpest earlier in the day. So this is the best time to tackle our more creative work that challenges us or the most important things that need to be done. You know, if you don't get the opportunity to work on your chosen tasks first thing, take matters into your own hands and do the work from home or come into work early or whatever, right? Make some activities routine, such as doing like for instance, looking at your reports in the morning, setting out your clothes in the evening for the next day. If you can kind of get into a habit of doing certain things a certain way, that helps a lot. Reserve certain spaces and times for particular tasks, such as reserving your room for sleeping and not working. You know, maybe listen to podcasts on your commute to work, or maybe not looking at personal communications while at work. You know, different things, whatever works for you. And if in order to complete a task, you need to remove yourself from others, find a quiet space where you can go off by yourself. And, you know, while we're on that, sometimes it's important to understand what you're capable of accomplishing in a given day, right? Because we all work at different paces. So it's important to know that it's important that you not always be comparing yourself to someone else who might be more efficient than you. Sometimes it's just a matter of you might be a little slower at completing tasks or working, or you might be more methodical and detail oriented. You might be doing actually a better job than someone else who is whizzing through it faster. But so take that into account, though. Take into account yourself and how long it will take yourself to do this. Don't worry about what other people are doing, right? So if you're cramming your day full of things to do, you're going to get a lot less done and you're going to burn out faster. So it's just important. And one of the things that you can do to try to avoid a crowded schedule is to be able to communicate and say no when you need to. I mean, if you have two things on the same day that conflict with each other, see if one of them can be scheduled due to a prior commitment. More often than not, people are fine with you rescheduling a bit, as long as you're not doing it to them all the time, right? And saying no is a very important skill to learn. As simple as it might seem, it's actually very difficult for some people to do. And hey, I struggle with that one too. I want to be able to do everything for everybody, and we can't do that. We need to look out for ourselves. We need to, say no when we need to, right? So, but I understand, because you might not want to let somebody down. So you say yes to everyone, and that's more detrimental for you than it is for anyone else. So don't be afraid to tell someone you can't help them with something if you truly have other things that you need to be focusing on. So, hey, how about you? What kinds of things help you stay on track and in charge of your schedule? What thoughts do you have about what I talked about today? I would love to hear them. Please get below in the comments and share. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, Karen, for being live with me today. And hey, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.